Welcome into the Bobby Drew Show. I got Brian over here, the sports guy. I got Dave over on this side. He's the ESPN Tournament Challenge champ. And we are ready to rock and roll on this beautiful Monday, May 6th, 2024. There's a lot of sports going on. There's a whole lot going on in the sports world. I think, well, actually, technically, we could say every sport is being played right now because the UFL is happening. So really, we do have usually that doesn't happen until later in the year. But now we get it twice a year. So that's pretty cool. But there's a lot happening here in the sports world. And I know for me, probably Dave as well, we've had a very busy 7 days here in the land of Florida, in our local assembly and our church. Very busy. So I did not get to watch very much sports, but we're going to talk about sports. And really, the Bobby Drew Show is your trusted place for sports news. That's really what we are.
It's all you need.
We're it's a sports news / sports talk show. We cover all the news, the important stuff, only the important stuff. And then we also talk about it. Later on in the year, we'll be your go-to fantasy football show. I mean, that's just what it is. Shout out to the fantasy footballers. I don't know if we can beat those guys. They're really big. They're doing like NFL stuff now. So maybe one day. Can you guys imagine if we got if they were asking us to do pieces on the NFL website and for the app?
That would be special.
That would be crazy. Us three. That would be. They would have to be a comedy piece. It wouldn't be serious.
Hey, we all play our own part, and it's you're going to get the facts with a certain level of entertainment.
That's right.
And that's what we bring.
Yep.
We've even created rivalries in this show. Me and Dave have been going at it here,
and it's been
recently.
fun.
And I wish we could take our text stream when it just comes to those things, and just people could butt in and see what's going on. If you weren't here last week, there's been a big discussion about Brock Purdy and Aaron Rodgers. We're not going to dive into it. I'm just bringing that up to get people on speed about what's happening. Obviously, you can see that is why I wore this, and as soon as I got on the screen before we came on live, Dave was like, "Oh my gosh."
Your love, whatever infatuation with Aaron Rodgers is as backwards as your T-shirt is right now. Okay.
Listen, I'll post the videos later, but I did, because I'm going to post the videos later. I ended up at Dave's place of business earlier, and he was not there, so I took the liberty and I changed his screensaver and his background. 2 different pictures so that it wasn't. I wanted you to see the second one. I knew you were going to be stressed out,
So I wanted you to relax.
so the second one was Dave relax. And if anybody remembers, that was an epic speech. The Packers were. I mean, that season was pretty cool. And we didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but just to see how that unfolded, that was pretty cool. RELAX, relax. But we've been going back and forth. So I have videos because his son was there, Wyatt, and he recorded it for me. So I'm gonna piece that together and put that on.
Get it done, man. I want to see it. I'm ready.
Yeah, that'd be funny. So we're gonna do that. Look out on social media this week. I'll have that ready to go. Let me see. Man, there was a lot that happened this weekend. I heard you guys talking about. I don't know anything about this because I wasn't paying attention. But something about NASCAR. Something happened in NASCAR. You guys want to tell me about that?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. You want me to do the verse of the week first, though?
Oh yeah.
Give us the Bible. Give us scripture.
Yeah.
We need some Jesus in our life every day, don't we?
Yes. Before sports, we have the Lord. Brian, you want to remove your hat there? Don't.
That's usually what I do before I read the word.
I know your hair might be messed up, but
Yeah. How does it look? Okay.
yeah, it looks great.
All right, good. All right, well, I'm going to be reading out of the King James Version, and I'm going to be reading 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. And it's Jesus speaking, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For those that are out there that you really are actually going through something, just lean on Jesus. Just lean on him because he will strengthen you. He will be there. All joking aside, just know that we go through things. We're human. We're gonna go through things, but Jesus is there. So when we feel weak or we feel down, man, just call upon his name and say a prayer, and he's right there with you.
Amen.
That is the truth. Thank you for sharing that, Brian. Thank you for exhorting there a little bit as well.
Yep.
We need that in our lives. We need the Lord in our lives. And if you don't know who the Lord is, it's all right. Just say a prayer, and you can even message us. We'll be glad to hook you up with a church. If you don't have a church that you're going to right now,
that's right.
We'll find one. We'll find one for you.
Yep.
With all that being said,
let's get back to NASCAR.
NASCAR is one of the few sports that has the prayer. That still has a prayer before they even start. So,
correct.
That's a good segue. See how this is why we're professionals.
That's right.
We just find ways to connect things, and that's what we're doing here. So I don't know anything about what happened. I'm assuming Denny Hamlin won.
Well, you know what's great? Denny Hamlin was winning, and then Kyle Busch decided to wreck, and then Denny Hamlin didn't win. It's beautiful. It was absolutely great. My boy Kyle Larson pulled out the shortest victory in the history of NASCAR, 1/1000th of a second over Chris Buescher. He won like the front spoiler, literally, like if they were not the same size, then Buescher could have won, and that's why they keep them the same size. But it was like when they ran, it was closer than the Kentucky Derby finish. I had no idea who had won when they went across the finish line. I actually thought Buescher had won just because of the angle of the track. But they went back and showed it, and it was Kyle Larson.
The Kentucky Derby, that winner literally won by a nose.
By the nose.
Kyle Larson won by the skin of his teeth. Yeah. It was like
he did like a Lightning McQueen in Cars.
Yeah, stuck his tongue out. I win.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
We know about that because we have children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle Larson won is what you're telling me?
He did, the number 5.
Kyle Larson, he's killing it. He's leader in the points, and your boy Denny Hamlin, I think, is in 4th in point standings.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin never wins a championship anyway. He likes to yap his mouth.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's not bad. Top 4 is not bad.
That's right. The 4th best NASCAR racer, Denny Hamlin.
Oh no, here we go.
This segment brought to you by Brock Purdy, the 4th best quarterback in the NFL.
If you're wondering what does that comment mean, it's because Dave over here did a top 5 list of QBs and put Brock Purdy at number 4. Oh my gosh!
I stand by
Michael Larson in the comments here.
I know you see him.
It's getting out of control.
No, I don't see him. What's he saying?
He said, "Hey, sir," in the middle. Speaking of me, your shirt is on backwards for one, and secondly, it is stained.
It's tainted.
Hey, it's okay. I was gonna delete this. Like, I hope you're still on here. I was gonna delete this, but maybe I felt unctioned that I should just not delete it. I might need it for the show. And I'm so glad you commented that.
Oh.
Finally seen it.
Oh, man. That might be the only thing in Dallas you see in your lifetime, Micah.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh. Why
Bro, you need to turn your shirt around.
No. It's all black. It would be boring. There's nothing on my shirt. It's just Celtics in the front.
Not you. I'm talking to Bobby Drew.
Oh, sorry.
Turn your shirt around, dude. We all know it's Aaron Rodgers' jersey. You paid way too much money for it.
Actually, I got this for Christmas.
Then your mom paid too much money for it.
Santa delivered it to the wrong house.
It was my brother-in-law that got me this.
Oh, that was nice of you, Cole.
Hey, real quick, we do have a fan. Actually, you know what? Let me send a message. I'm going to send a message to somebody. We do have a fan of the show that sent us some pictures. I want to put them on, but I want to make sure that because it's a picture of another person, I want to make sure they're watching so they can show that other person. But, so NASCAR, I even got the tags on it.
Still got the tag on your jersey, bro.
Yeah, man.
And how many Christmases ago did you get this?
Oh my God.
2 or 3.
Bro, don't ever advertise that. It means it's never been washed.
I've only worn it. This is my second time ever wearing it. I usually just hang it up.
He's got the tag on. Oh,
You're not worthy to wear that jersey.
First of all, the reason why I don't wear it like out and about is because this thing is like a nightgown on me. This thing is huge. Probably because this could be a game worn jersey from Rogers, and his biceps are just so big that
because he doesn't get dirty because he's always getting hurt.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Jersey's so clean.
That doesn't make any sense because you guys say he can't stay off the ground. So which one is it?
That's just his pants get dirty because he can't get off his butt.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to do this. Are we done talking about NASCAR?
Let's talk NBA. I want to talk NBA and Jimmy Butler. That's what I want to talk.
You want to talk NBA and Jimmy Butler?
I do.
Okay, Brian.
Right.
Brian, you have about 45 seconds to say whatever you want to say about this.
So I'm going to need about 10 to 15 minutes. So everybody sit back and relax.
10 to 15 minutes?
Yup. Everybody sit back and relax. Okay, might be a little less than 10 or 15, but I got a point to make. Okay.
Here we go.
Jimmy Butler, Mr. Troll Boy, after game 2 against the Celtics when the Heat shot out of this world and made all those threes and won by 10 in Boston, was like, don't let us get one. We got it. We got it. Then the Celtics go ahead and do exactly what I said they were going to do. Beat them, and win the series 4-1, which they did. They disposed of the Miami Heat. Then Jimmy Butler decides yesterday to run his mouth and say if he was healthy, that the Heat would beat the Celtics and the Heat would beat the Knicks. Bro, let me explain something to you, Jimmy Butler. Last year, you were up 3-0 against the Celtics. You couldn't close it out in game 4. You couldn't close it out in game 5. You couldn't close it out in game 6. The only reason you closed it out in game 7 is because Jason Tatum turned his ankle on the first play of the game. So do we say then that you're really not him because the only reason why you won is because Tatum rolled his ankle? Not only do I feel that way, the president of basketball operations in the Miami Heat said, and I quote, if you're not on the court, don't say a word. And he was directing that right to his own player, Jimmy Butler. And he's absolutely right. You're going to sit there and you're going to say, oh, if you were on the court, you were going to win. Bro, they beat you 3 games out of 3 in the regular season when you were there. Over the last 12 games you played against the Celtics won 10 and you won 2. So let's not come and say that you would have won. You weren't going to win anything. You're Jimmy Butler. You haven't won a ring. You haven't done anything. Pat Riley's had champions that he's had on the Lakers and on the Heat, and you've done nothing. All you're doing is talking. You know, it's great that you want to troll the Celtics when the Heat tie at 1-1. And then what happened? The Heat, remember, they were the Heat, and the Celtics clamped them. Here's what you need to understand, Jimmy Butler. This is how I know you're not a true champion. Jason Tatum, in Game 5 against the Miami Heat, shot the ball 9 times. He's their superstar. 9 times. Scored 16 points. Played 32 minutes. And the Celtics beat the Heat by 34. 34. 118 to 84. And you honestly think you being on that court is going to make a difference? Bro, you got to stop. You haven't won anything. You're 34. You're washed like LeBron. You're washed like KD. You're washed like Steph. There's a new sheriff in town. Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, you're not him anymore, bud. So don't come to anybody, especially Celtics and Celtics fans, and say you would have won. You weren't going to win anything this year. Your team had no chance. The Celtics laid you to rest. Go to sleep. You're done. You probably won't even get signed by the Heat if you got your own basketball director telling you to keep your mouth quiet if you're not on the court. So let's keep it to ourselves there, Jimmy Butler.
Wow. I feel like that was personal. I feel like we may need to have we may need to have some prayer.
We should for the Miami Heat, because not only that, Pat Riley literally said Tyler Hero's a little fragile too, another one of their players.
Listen,
He might be trying to tell everybody the Heat are about to be dismantled.
That guy stays injured, or he stays injured.
Yep.
the moral of the story is Jimmy Butler. Don't come against the Celtics, okay?
Right.
Boston, are you kidding me? Boston's strong. They will cut you, bro.
Right.
Don't. Just shut your mouth. Win something and then start talking.
Oh, man.
And when Dave starts talking trash to an NBA player, that's when you know it's getting bad.
Hey, not only that, hey, I'll answer Josh's question on here. I see his question about the Cavs over the Magic. Is he a Cavs fan? Do we know?
No, he's not a Cavs.
Okay. Well, here's my theory on the Cavs and the Magic. I think the Magic, they're young, so I didn't see them beating Cleveland anyway. The Magic kind of can win at home. They can't win on the road. And the reason why, if you're not a true fan of the NBA, you're just kind of watching it now. Most of the time in the NBA, role players, which means your bench players, play a lot better at home than they do on the road. It's just atmosphere. You got to understand, these fans are on the court and they can say some crazy things and it gets loud. So, Cleveland, they're coming up against Boston and their fans are sitting there chanting, "We want Boston," just like Miami did. Well, Cleveland's best player, Donovan Mitchell, he basically told the Cleveland fans, "Don't do that. Don't give Boston any material. Don't sit there and say, 'We want Boston.' You need to be real careful on that," because Boston was 16 games better than Cleveland. And Cleveland won this last game against them on a miracle shot at the end. They beat the Celtics by 1 point. Congratulations. But this is the playoffs now. This is the big time. Donovan Mitchell is the only offensive threat that they have, and you're not beating this Celtics team with one scorer. You just can't do it. They're too deep. They can defend you with Drew Holiday. They can defend you with Derek White. Tatum can lock you down. Brown will lock you down. Al Horford's a monster defender. They can bring in. They don't even need Kristaps Porzingis for this series. He's out with a calf strain. They don't even really need him till the finals because the West has a lot of big guys. And in my opinion, a lot of people don't agree with me. I think the Celtics can win without KP. And the reason being is Drew Holiday is a lockdown defender, and Derek White is shooting out of his mind. If Derek White stays hot, you have no answer. You can't do anything. And Derek White literally said, "I've got to be a dog every time I go out there. I've got to score." And if he's got that mentality, which he's got ball handling skills, I can't see anybody matching up with them. I just can't. Al Horford is so underrated for a 37-year-old. The guy's lockdown defense. He'll bring the centers out to the three-point line also. They can bring in Luke Cornett. They got Hauser off the bench. They got Peyton Pritchard off the bench. The Celtics they're loaded. Would it be easier with KP? Sure. Do I think that they need him? Probably. Can they win without him? Absolutely. So let's just wait and see. Cleveland doesn't scare me at all. Celtics might give them a gentleman's sweep also. Cleveland may get one game, but Boston's not going to play around in this series either because the Heat got game 2. Every other game, Boston blew them out. And I think it's going to be the same thing with the Cavs. They have no offense. They only scored 100 points once, and that was the last game, game 7. I think that they didn't score more than 100 points the whole series. Boston is the number 1 offense in the league, averaging 120 points a game. So you're not holding them down all series.
Yeah, I'm looking at game 7, Magic Cavs. The Magic bench, let's see, 8, 10, 13, 20, 21 points off the bench.
Yep.
For the Magic, which is okay if your starters are scoring a lot. And Banchero was the only one to score over 14 points in that game. He scored 38, and everybody else was 13 points or less.
And the Magic actually held an 18-point lead in the second quarter. 18-point lead, and you lose by 12. That's a 30-point swing within the game. That's what I say. Role players and bench players can't do good on the road. They just don't. And if your starters don't score, you don't have enough scoring. You're not going to win. And
So,
everybody won at home, like every game.
Brian, do you have the list from last week of who we all picked? And
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right, so we're in the conference finals, or
No,
conference,
this is the semifinals.
so who had the Thunder and the Mavericks moving on? I think I did.
Nobody.
What?
What do you mean?
I had the Clippers. Didn't I?
Like Thunder, like winning to get to the conference semifinals.
Well, I only put down the finals. Did we discuss everything else? I only wrote down.
I think we skipped ahead to the finals.
Yeah, we just did the finals where you had the Knicks and the Mavs, and the Mavs winning in 6. Good Lord. I mean, come on.
Dude.
Hey, man. Well, let's see.
Let me. I don't know how much you watched. So basically, you're telling me the Mavs are going to have to beat OKC, which is a number 1 seed, and then either Denver or Minnesota, who got that guy named Ant-Man. Yeah, okay. The Mavs, Micah Ford, I know you're out there. Luka can't play defense for more than 1 quarter. He just can't, bro. He just can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, poor Micah.
He's not that guy.
He's gonna come in the room and whack you.
I know, right? I mean,
he's gonna text me right now. Let me on the show.
Give me a microphone. somebody.
But I mean, all of our picks are still alive. At least our guest last week, Nate, had Celtics. He had Celtics, advancing, and I had Celtics. Dave had Celtics. Nate had Celtics over Minnesota. Dave had Celtics over OKC, and I had Celtics over Denver. And Bobby's picks, we don't even pay attention to them. They mean absolutely nothing.
All I'm saying is the Knicks they're playing the Pacers. All right. The Pacers, I mean, the Bucks, they had all kinds of stuff going on. So whatever. But I think the Knicks can beat the Pacers. And the Mavs, I mean, that's a tough slate, what they have to go through, but I'm pulling for Luka.
Bobby, let me educate you real quick. Do you know the Pacers go 10 deep? They play 10 players.
Oh, here we go. This sounds
the
like
Knicks. Okay, hold on. Hear me out. The Knicks play 7, and their 7 aren't even that good. And in Game 5 in this last series against Philadelphia, the Knicks' legs were tired. They had the game wrapped up, and they couldn't make free throws, and they couldn't make jump shots. This is important in basketball. The Pacers are the second highest scoring team. I know they don't play a lick of defense. They can't rebound. But when the Pacers get the ball, they're going to run. And then they're going to run. And then they're going to run. So the Knicks, the Philadelphia, the only one that ran there was Maxey. It was more of a half-court game. Indiana wants to get the ball, and they want to push it with Halliburton. So it's going to be nonstop action. Can the Knicks wrap it up in 5? Because you don't want to go 6 or 7 against these guys because they're going to wear you out. It matters. I mean, when your legs go out in basketball, you can't shoot. You just can't. It affects everything. So,
well, the thing is, Brian and Bobby Drew, it doesn't matter because neither one of these teams are going to beat the Celtics.
That's right.
Okay. The Celtics, they got 15 starters on the team. I mean, we talked about this last week. They're just too good, man.
That's right.
Too good.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. Boston strong, baby. That's
Boston strong.
The 617 in the house.
Bring another championship.
That's right.
Come on, bring it.
Dave, are you going to be a Patriots fan next?
I am a Patriot fan.
Oh my word.
Bro, I like the Patriots.
This is unreal. This is crazy.
What?
Nothing. Listen, we got some comments coming in. Joe Gour says, Jimmy Butler just called me and said he'd whoop you in badminton, Brian. Probably. But in basketball, probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
And Christian and Charlotte Tucker in the comments. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Listen, NBA playoffs are happening actually right now. This tip-off should have happened already.
Yep. OKC.
What is it? OKC and Mavs.
And Dallas. We can watch Luka play no defense.
Hey, Mike. I hope Micah gets in the comments when he sees this. So NBA is happening right now. Playoffs are taking place. And is it no right now? Is it OKC?
Yeah, they're their early game. I spoke my eyes.
Mine says they're playing Tuesday tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pacers,
it's Pacers and Knicks. The Pacers are winning.
Yeah. The Pacers are winning. What's the score?
8-6.
8-6. Oh man.
Boom! It's happening already. It's happening.
They're already running out of this game.
Josh Mercado says it's a no defense generation now, which is true. Defense is so weak in the NBA. It's ridiculous.
I agree.
Unless you're Victor Wembanyama, then you can literally cover from half court to the basket in 2 steps without even trying.
Yep.
But listen, we're gonna talk. We're not even gonna talk MLB. We're just gonna talk a little bit of baseball real quick. We have some pictures that I'm gonna show here. I'm gonna show you guys the future of the MLB. Is that all right?
Sure.
Maybe.
So this kid, he plays in the Dade City Little League, which is right under the MLB. I mean, he's gonna get called up probably next week. Honestly, he plays
the Rays are looking for people.
Huh?
The Rays are looking for players.
Yeah, we could really use some. Although we did sweep the Mets, which
anytime a New York team gets swept, it's always a good day.
Yes. So this is Josiah.
Joe.
Look at that. I mean, I'm pretty sure right here he's staring down at the pitcher, and he's letting him know, please throw me a meatball. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah. He needs to get that back elbow up a little bit.
But here, I got another picture. This is of him pitching, and I want you guys. We're gonna try to figure out what kind of pitch he's throwing. All right, it looks pretty gnarly here. What kind of pitch? To me, that's a changeup. I'm pretty sure he's throwing a changeup right there.
Looks like his thumb is turned in. That's a yeah. I think that's a changeup.
Well,
or it's a knuckleball. Is he a knuckleballer?
Fastball.
No, I think that's a changeup. But during this stretch of time, his team went on a 5-game winning streak.
Nice.
And they had shut out, I think, 2 or 3 teams during that time, like 7-0, stuff like that, 7-0 Skunks. So Josiah is carrying his team over there in Dade City. And listen, if there's any MLB teams looking for a reliever, I think you might have your guy in Josiah.
Keep it up, bro. We'll see you in the bigs.
Speaking of MLB and the Rays, the game yesterday was absolutely wild. At least for me, it's always wild when you're like, I was watching the play-by-play thing, so all you see is the pitch, and it tells you what happens. So I'm sitting there. This is why baseball is so cool. So bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, full count. Randy Arozarena is up. It's 5-4. We need a home run because even if he gets on base, the chances of us scoring are probably not going to happen. And Randy's been struggling. He was 0 for 4 before that, and he hit a home run out to left center, tied the game up, went into extra innings. They were down by 2 in the 10th, and they came back and won that game. Love to see it. And we just got Josh Lowe. They just reinstated Josh Lowe. Hopefully Brandon Lau comes back. I haven't heard anything about him in a little bit. I don't even know what his injury was. Do you know, Brian, happened to Brandon Lau?
Does he have an oblique also?
It could have been. It's been a while, but he's been out the whole season.
Yeah, obliques are hard to come back from.
Anyways, that's enough MLB talk. And we'll talk about baseball more when the Rays are in first place or something.
Oh, we're not talking baseball anymore then. Okay.
In years to come.
Yeah. Hey, we can make it, guys. It's a long season. Brandon Lau comes back. Josh Lowe gets back. Randy Arozarena gets hot. Yandy Caballero's doing really good.
Gotta have pitching.
We got to have Fairbanks back. We got to get Pete Fairbanks back. That would really help. And Shane, that would really help too.
Well, we're not in last place anymore like it was when I checked in last week.
Yeah, Toronto is now.
Yeah, so we jumped ahead of Toronto. So we're only, 6.5 games out of first. So, hey.
Just a week of baseball.
And, as long as I don't go to any more games, we should be okay.
Right, that's why they swept.
Because every time I go to one, we lose so bad. Oh, we're beating the White Sox right now, 4-2. They swept us last time. We gave them almost all of their wins. The White Sox are absolute trash. And we went there, and they whooped us every game.
Yep.
The Rays have been notorious for that kind of stuff. It's like they'll play up in our division, but then they play these garbage teams and lose.
Yep.
And get swept nonetheless.
I'm looking at it right now. It's 4-2 Rays. It's in the bottom of the third. I don't trust it. There's third inning. That's way too much time to mess that up. But anyways, so we've talked about baseball. We talked about MLB or NBA. We talked about NASCAR. But there was another close finish you guys were talking about, which was the Kentucky Derby, which is cool and all.
Yep.
I mean, sure, yeah, Kentucky Derby is cool, but something even better we want to talk about. This has to do with our top 5. Dave's going to do our top 5 this week. And Dave, I'm going to work with you here, okay? So you got to let me know who you're going to call, but explain to the people what's about to happen here.
So what we're doing is I got the top 5 best dressed of the Kentucky Derby. Now, if you know anything about the Kentucky Derby, it gets wild. People go all out. The ladies are wearing dresses and big hats. The guys that got the suits on, they get dressed up to go to this horse track. And so that's where we're going with it today. I guarantee you're going to recognize every name on the list. All right. Are you ready?
Ready, Dave.
I'm ready. And I want to hear, are you going to be able to put the pictures up?
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to hear some comments from you guys as we go. So coming in at number 5 is going to be Kid Rock. Okay. Now, Kid Rock has a full handle on his masculine side, wearing a pink suit with a black wife beater. Okay, check out what he's sporting on the belt buckle, that Texas Longhorn. And if you zoom in, look really close, guys, that is a pager on his waistline. Yes, a beeper. Hello, 1991. Okay, he's got a beeper. For what? I don't know. And how about that hat and the aviators? All right, Kid Rock, styling. Bobby Drew, I want to see you in a pink suit next Sunday.
No way.
Get your Kid Rock on. All right. Number 4. Coming in at number 4, just a step above Kid Rock, is Isaiah Pacheco. I know that you guys can't stand this guy, all right? But he's wearing a variation of all white, allowing those diamond-studded braces to pop, okay? All right. So he comes in at number 4. That's all I'm going to say about Isaiah Pacheco.
Was he wearing Hey Dudes?
No, they weren't. Listen, guys, I think he was our first-round draft pick not too many years ago, and he has not made much of a splash in the NFL other than all the touchdowns he threw to various defenses. I'm talking about Jameis Winston, okay? But let me tell you what, Jameis Winston was styling. I don't know who the lady is he's with, is his girlfriend or wife or whatever. Yeah. She's looking pretty also, but look at the suit. He's sporting that, listen, he's got the hat with that's like that flat. Bobby Drew, take that cowboy hat you got wearing, but you got to flatten that brim out all the way around. And also, look close in his hand there. What's he holding? He's sporting an iced tea with benefits. That is a 16-ounce antioxidant super blend, 0 sugar, 0 calories, an excellent source of vitamin C from the real company. Iced tea just got real. not a sponsor.
Nice.
As for me, that's not what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Arizona iced tea. Brian, you remember when you were a teenager? You're in your car, you go to the Circle K, you
Yep.
go in there and you pick up an Arizona iced tea. How much were they?
99
99 cents, right?
Yep.
Still 99 cents. In
Yep.
this economy,
I know.
bro, this was like 25 years ago.
Yep.
And now these things are still 99 cents, bro.
Yep.
Everything has went up, but not these guys. This is a family-owned company, and they are still selling. They're just taking less profits because you know why? They don't want to hurt me.
That's right.
They don't want to hurt you.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why I'm drinking Arizona iced tea. Not a sponsor, but we will gladly take a sponsorship from Arizona iced tea. I got to do the NASCAR sip.
NASCAR sip.
Yes.
And
all
it
right.
matches your shirt.
Listen. On to number 2. Check this guy out. Travis Kelce.
Oh, gosh.
Bro, don't worry. He's not got Taylor Swift on his arm, but he is looking super fly in a double-breasted pinstripe suit with a fedora. He's got that pocket square in his coat. He's got the feather in his cap. This guy, this is a guy, Brian, who wins championships and dates superstars. Okay, good for you, Travis. Good for you, Travis. All right.
I do like that suit a lot. That is very nice.
Yes. All right. Number 1. I got funny man, Chris Tucker. Y'all know who this guy is?
Sure do.
He has got the blue suit on. This guy's looking slick. This is how a man should look. All right. It's tasteful. It's clean. It's not over the top. He's ready for church, guys.
Yep.
Okay. He don't need nothing flashy. It makes a statement on its own. I like Chris Tucker. He's funny. All right. I got an honorable mention. How could I go anywhere without talking about your boy, Bobby Drew? Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
all right. So Aaron Rodgers goes for the business casual look. All right. He's got sunglasses. He's got the touch of gray in his beard, you know, but I don't even want to focus on Aaron Rodgers. Look at homeboy behind him. Bro, that guy just pulled that coat off the Goodwill rack. Them pants, they're not even hemmed up. They're all bunched up at the bottom. Bro, you are at the Kentucky Derby. You need to get your outfit right. Shame on you, Mr. Man. This is sad, bro. You need to step it up. That's my top 5 with my honorable mention. See, I'm not hating on Aaron Rodgers, okay?
You were hating on the guy behind him.
I was hating on the guy behind. Bro, can you believe that guy?
Nope.
Golly.
Yeah. I mean,
who was that?
His arm and everything, man.
Man.
We're not going to hate on Aaron Rodgers. He looked like a bum. Dude, why does he think he's better than him, but he has to wear a tie? Who's he? Wear a tie, bro. You have no cufflinks. Your shirt's plain white. Garbage. He looks like he just came from Goodwill himself. Go back to that picture. Go back.
I would like to go shop at that Goodwill.
Go back.
Let's analyze this photo.
I know Banana Man behind Rodgers took our attention, but look at this. I mean, and then he's got the chip sunglasses. I mean, get some real sunglasses. I mean, trim up the mustache a little bit. The mustache is too thick. Like, I mean, if you're going to show your bottom lip, show a little bit of the top lip. It's not okay.
Yeah, the beard is weird. Yeah. I mean, you know, I feel like Aaron Rodgers has gone through some phases.
He's got to. Because I know Banana Man behind us, really, he took our attention, but he's at the Kentucky Derby. Why even show up then? Look at him. It's a basic suit. He's got no cufflinks. It's a boring white shirt. He doesn't have to wear a tie. He's better than everybody else.
You know what?
Or maybe
Bobby Drew would say, yes, he is better than everybody else, at least all NFL quarterbacks. But I got you remember when you were like when you were going through that awkward phase as a teenager, and your mom buys you a suit that you got to wear to church and it don't fit.
Nope.
It's
The
like a
shoulders are way
hand-me-down
too
from your
big.
uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
bro.
Yep.
Dave,
The jackets.
I know.
Dave, I know one thing that irritated you about Aaron Rodgers for a long time was his hair.
Yes.
Did he improve his hair game here?
His hair game is way better right now. I'm actually envious of the hair on his head. I could do without the weirdo mustache, but yeah, at least the hair's good.
I saw a couple of weeks ago, it was during training camp. It wasn't even like he didn't have the handlebars. It was just like a Tom Selleck mustache going on.
Bro, Tom Selleck could barely pull that off. No one else needs to try that.
That's right.
I mean, it's like one person every other generation gets to do that. All right.
Yep.
And it's Tom Selleck's time. Okay. You're not it.
Well,
grade me.
That was a great top 5.
Oh, I'll grade you. I mean, they all were on point. All of them are on point. I'm giving you an A.
I give you an A+ there, Dave.
Yep.
I will say this, because this is a family-friendly show. There is a lot that I could not show on this because it was way too wild.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, not to the point of it just not everything was very wholesome.
Right.
That's for sure.
I mean,
there was some wild stuff. I tried to pick people that y'all would recognize, not just some randos that nobody knows who they are.
And the newscast around here, obviously, because I'm really close to Churchill Downs, when they were broadcasting, people were feeling real good and would walk behind the cameras, and I'm just like, we might not want to show that on TV.
Actually, if you like people watching, that's
the place to go.
I don't know that I would ever want to go to the Kentucky Derby, but if you like people watching, I think that might be the place to go. It's an annual event.
Yep.
Yeah, Dave, that's an A+ because I did when you had told me your idea. Mine wasn't even there. I was thinking like sports.
Yeah.
So you put a spin on it, and I like that. That was very good.
Bobby Drew, we got to stay relevant, man. And the Kentucky Derby is big across all celebrities were there. Bro, I'm talking about, you want to talk about football players and ex-football? Warren Moon was there looking all right in his see-through white pants. And then Emmitt Smith, guys, oh, Lord, did you see what Emmitt Smith was wearing? What are we turning into? You could see right through his clothes. It was weird, dude.
Listen.
It was really weird.
I didn't even know the Kentucky Derby was even going on.
What?
Well, you are lame.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You know what's funny, though? What cracks me about the Kentucky Derby? It's like 12 hours of coverage, and it lasts like a minute and 90 seconds, 50 seconds. Like, it's the worst. Like, at least the Super Bowl will give you a couple hours, but it's nonstop coverage, and it's over before you blink. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it is. I've never really got into the Kentucky Derby. But just like I had warned us, I just pulled up the score for the Rays and White Sox.
Oh, yeah. They're losing, aren't they?
No, but the White Sox did score. It's now 4-2, top of the 4th. So it's not going in the right direction for us.
It was 4-2.
It was 4-2.
I thought it was 3-1.
No. It was.
You're not even paying attention to your own show.
Oh, my gosh.
No, it was 4-2 the whole time.
Do you guys know how your UFL teams are doing?
Yes.
Oh, I got my Michigan Panthers. What? They represent. They won on a last-second field goal. Their field goal kicker kicked 5 of them. One of them was a 60-yarder at the end of the first half, and then he kicked one to walk it off. They won 28-27 over Birmingham.
Man, Dave, how about yours?
There's some good plays this week. There were some good plays.
My St. Louis Battlehawks are still in the top of their division at 5-1, and I don't know anything about anything here other than the Birmingham Stallions are undefeated.
Yep. They've lost 3 games in the last 3 years or something.
What's your team?
It's been a rough
The
season
Roughnecks.
for the Houston Roughnecks. So I, the history of this like the leagues before the USFL and the XFL, I never really followed them, but apparently, in the USFL before this whole thing happened, the Houston Roughnecks were the best team in the USFL, and then they did the merger and teams switched around, all that stuff, and now they're the worst team. But it is so sad. I'm looking at the stats right now. So Dave, you're the Battlehawks. You have the most points scored in the whole season so far at 173. The points against the St. Louis Battlehawks are 103.
Wow.
But we'll take it a step further. The Birmingham Stallions, they've scored 71, and the points against them are 89 points, which is the least. That's the least amounts of points scored against a team. You want to know how many points the Houston Roughnecks have scored the whole season? 84 points.
In 6
Yikes.
games? Oh my goodness. In 6.
So bad.
Wow. How much have they let up?
138.
Oh my goodness.
Which if they scored 138 points, they would be in third place for points scored.
89 points in 6 games.
Am I allowed to switch teams next season?
You know what? Actually, going back to this, I remember when we started talking about this originally, you and I picked the Battlehawks.
No, I did.
And
Yeah,
some of it, and then
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
was-
"Oh no, I'll go with somebody else." And you're
Yeah,
like,
I went
"Oh,
with
stay
Michigan
there."
because I like their Panther logo.
Oh, it was me and you. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were a roughneck from the beginning, there, Bobby Drew.
Yep,
Just because it sounded cool.
It does.
it does.
You know what a roughneck is, right?
No, I don't.
You don't know what a roughneck is?
Uh-uh.
There's somebody that works the oil rigs.
Or a refiner guy.
That's even
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah, look at their logo. You
It's
see
the oil
the
refinery, like the old Houston Oilers. That's why
Yeah.
they're Houston Roughnecks.
Yeah, it's terrible. We're
Yeah,
one
they're
and
not good. They're not good.
At least you won a home game.
at least we're not the Arlington Renegades.
I was just about to say.
I know. It's crazy. And they were good last year. They were really good in the XFL.
Didn't they win last
did.
year? They
They won it.
Well, the Battlehawks played the Roughnecks this week, and we lost 22-8. I kept on getting notifications because I have the UFL app.
Me too. Yep.
It's like scoring updates, and it was just sadness. It's not fun for me anymore. I don't like the UFL. I guess this is what
we
What'd
should
you
go to. Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm getting off topic, but my brain is the way my brain works.
No, what is it?
What's your question?
Has the NFL schedule come out yet? I know it came out, like who's playing who,
No.
but actual schedule.
No, not yet.
When does it come out?
June or July, I think.
Oh, that late? I thought it was in May.
No, I don't think it's this month. I think it's next month.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. All right. Well, as soon as it comes out, we got to find out because we need to go to a game. We got to go to a Packers game. You know how I love the Packers.
Yeah, we got to go see Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
speaking of that, Bobby, did you hear that he's wanting a contract extension now and they're not wanting to give it to him yet? Bro, you don't want to lose Jordan Love.
no, he's still in his rookie contract, right?
If he becomes a free agent, he's gone.
We'll take him over here in Tampa.
Yeah.
I'm sure the 49ers would love to have him.
Bro, the 49ers have got their future on lock. Okay? Don't even worry about the 49ers.
Listen, let's see. No, that's not what I wanted.
They're going to sign him. Bro, Green Bay,
It's
have
gonna
to.
push out.
they've had, 3 starting quarterbacks in the last 40 years or something.
Exactly.
Like, they're not, yeah.
They don't play around with it.
If Jordan Love is their future, he just needs to be patient.
Yep.
Hey, Dave, listen. The 2024 home schedule for the Buccaneers. You know who's coming to town?
Who, the Jets?
Nope.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
Oh, we should go watch Brock Purdy.
To go see some Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
What
all right.
we'll do is we'll compare. We'll look at the home game for them, and if we'll look at the game for the Packers coming to Jacksonville. We'll see what days they're on, see which one works for us, and then we'll also compare prices to see which one we can go to.
Oh, I can guarantee you the Niners-Bucks game will be more money.
Yeah, probably. But here's the deal. The cool thing about going to Raymond James is you just buy the cheapest ticket you can and then just hang out on the pirate deck or whatever. I mean, there's so many cool places to go in that stadium. The last game I went to, I never even looked at my seat. I never even went up there because you get that nosebleed section and you just hang out in one of the end zones.
Right.
And still be able to watch the game.
Yeah.
So it's, that's the cool thing about Raymond James, but we need to go to a game. And so hopefully we can get either a Monday night or a Thursday game. And I'm all about taking a day off and going.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Speaking of the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr. has signed with the Miami Dolphins.
I heard about this.
What are we doing?
I don't know if I like this or not.
Well, I think it's going to be a problem. He's a head case. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and OBJ.
I mean, what are they? Is he going to fit in, or is he going to cause problems?
I think, me personally, I think he's going to be the 3. There's no other.
He's going to have to be. He's not. Yeah.
But I think maybe seeing the injuries from last season between Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I think this is maybe more of an insurance thing for them, like that they won't have to rely on a rookie or a second or third year guy that has no experience. You got Odell, you could throw him in. He's a veteran. He probably knows easy to pick up on the playbook, stuff like that. I think that's more of an insurance thing than it is anything else. That
should be. And he might be able to draw some coverages too. And loosen up the double teams and everything else. I don't know, but what's the contract? Is it like a 1-year deal?
It's a 1-year deal. Incentive laden, a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Odell, he's past the years where he's going to get a 3-year deal.
He's at the end of his career anyway.
Oh yeah.
And
did you hear the other big news about the NFL?
Rashad Penny?
No, J.J. Watt.
Oh, you mentioned something. I did not hear this. No.
If the Houston Texans call, I would probably come out of retirement because he's got a chance to get a ring. That's why. But I'm not going to lie. J.J. Watt with, Will Anderson? Okay, that's pretty formidable for a defensive line.
That would be a pretty good thing. Yeah. But the thing is J.J. Watt has he? I wonder if he's been sticking with his conditioning. He's been in the work. He's probably in the gym, but has he stuck with his conditioning?
Probably not. I don't think he'd play, but at least I don't think he'd be injured.
Listen, I think he's got the whole off season to figure it out, and they're not. You think they would make him an offer?
No. I mean, he's just putting it out there. He's smart to a feeler. Like, hey, will they take me?
What if the Texans are going to be good this year? If they can stay healthy and, avoid injuries or whatever, they're going to be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
What if the Texans offered him like a defensive line coaching position?
Why would he do that?
So that he can be part of the team, and if they make it, he gets a ring.
I kind of figured some of these
him coaching. He's not a coach kind of guy.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't know him.
All right, let's do our Super Bowl picks right now.
Super Bowl picks. I keep receipts.
Brian, I'm guessing you're going to say Patriots.
No.
If you had to pick, okay, we won't do our pick, but if you had to pick 4 teams, let's say like NFC Championship kind of stuff, AFC Championship. But if you had to pick 4 teams, you could have them all in one conference, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just 4 teams that you think have the possibility to make a Super Bowl. Not a Super Bowl matchup. We're not picking a Super Bowl matchup. We're just picking 4 teams that we think have the possibility to make it to the Super Bowl.
All right, I'll do my NFC Championship game, my AFC Championship game. Just my pick. Here we go. For the NFC, I have the San Francisco 49ers. And get ready for this, the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
I do.
actually, the timing would be right because Jordan Love is going into his 3rd year starting or something like that.
Yeah.
That when all the Green Bay quarterbacks go and win a
Normally
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm gonna look that up. Let me see.
But and then for the AFC, I'm gonna have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Houston Texans. Yep.
I was gonna say the Texans for sure.
Yep.
Looking at, oh man. All right. Let me think about this. Okay. So in the NFC, Dallas Cowboys. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Bro, I think I could definitely see San Francisco going back. Who else, man? Green Bay? I don't know.
Bro, they were good last year. They're only better now, and their draft was incredible. They did great in the draft.
Well, yeah, that's true. I know Bobby Drew's been driving that down our throats here over the last.
No, I haven't.
I know he sent like one text.
I know he didn't
Like, give it up, dude.
I'm the one that said more than he did.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm trying to look up.
Hey, you guys want to know what's funny? This will be the first time. It probably won't happen, but this is the first time in forever. It hasn't been Cowboys. This is our year. Now watch them go ahead and win it.
Oh my
God. Guys, just imagine if the Cowboys win. Imagine their fans. Imagine their fans.
Bro, I think
that's what I'm scared. That's what I'm scared of, honestly.
Because they're not talking. They're not.
They can't.
Not this year.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
The Bucks.
The Buccaneers, baby.
The Bucks and the Niners.
Huh?
The Bucks and the Niners, huh?
Yeah, and the Niners are gonna beat them in the championship game and go to the Super Bowl. AFC, Texans. I could agree with you on the Bengals.
If Burrow's healthy, Mahomes can't beat him. He can't beat him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there's Mahomes, and they got this new fast guy. What's this guy's name? He's
Xavier Worthy. It don't matter.
But can he catch the ball?
No, it's not. But seriously, if Joe Burrow's healthy, Mahomes can't beat him. He just can't beat him. He can't. You know, Jamar Chase. They still got T. Higgins. I know Boyd's gone, but they'll be fine. They'll figure it out.
You know what? I have to go back because I feel like I already called the three-peat, didn't I?
Yeah,
because I was talking about UConn and Kansas.
Yeah, you did last week. Yep.
All right, so it's going to be. I'm saying Houston Texans or Kansas City. And then Niners or Bucks.
Wow.
I know that's so wrong, but you got to have a little faith in the Buccaneers.
That's like saying the Knicks and the Mavs are going to the finals.
And this is where the two sports worlds can combine when we have takes like this.
I can't
wait to hear Bobby's picks. This will be great.
It's too early to start talking about who's going to the Super Bowl.
It's our way too early prediction segment.
Yeah, our way too early prediction. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a segment.
Yeah.
Right now, our way too early prediction segment.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Bobby Drew, Mr. Shirt on backwards.
With the tag
oh, man. With the tag. Man. Brian, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you picked the Packers, I feel very honored, because I see it. I mean, if you're a football fan, even if you hate the Packers, you can see how they have the possibility to. But that's what makes me nervous, is because we did so good last year with so little.
Yeah.
That now there was no pressure last season. Now this season we got all the pressure in the world, and now with stupid Chicago. God.
Well, you still got Detroit to worry about too.
Yeah, the NFC North is pretty competitive right now. But man, the NFC, I'm gonna pick. I think the 49ers have a chance. 49ers. Yeah.
That's interesting how everybody said the 49ers have a chance. Who's their quarterback?
Brock Purdy.
I can't remember. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Except Brock Purdy has Deebo Samuel, Brandon
Hey,
Ayuk,
stop.
Christian
Listen.
McCaffrey,
What? Don't.
Jennings.
We're not picking the 49ers because Purdy's there. We're picking the 49ers maybe because it's Kyle Shanahan and all the weapons you could possibly want.
And they got a good defense. Yeah.
I like their general manager too.
What was the linebacker that got injured? Greenlaw. If Dre Greenlaw doesn't go out, that Super Bowl is won.
It's different. Totally different. Yep.
Anyways, 49ers, and just because I can, and it doesn't really matter to the Packers. The AFC, I will go with the Jets, and
bro,
I will go with the Jets. And I already said that the Chiefs will not make it to the AFC Championship game, so I can't go back on that. So I'll go with the Jets, and Joe Burrow is going to have a chip on his shoulder. Bengals.
Bro, I got to ask you, what would you do if Super Bowl is Jets Green Bay? You will lose your mind. You would be like one of those parents that has a kid on each team. And it's like you don't know who to root for.
I really wouldn't. It would be so stressful. I'm a Packers fan all the way, so I want the Packers to win. But, man, I would love to see Rodgers get another one before he retires. You know, you guys can say what you want about Rodgers. I like Rodgers. I think he's a great quarterback. I think a lot of, some of the issues were in Green Bay were Gutekunst came in and started drafting right, but it was at the tail end of Rodgers' career, so he wasn't looking to facilitate Rodgers. He was looking ahead for the future. If we had Gutekunst maybe in the middle of Rodgers' career, maybe we could have had some more picks and some more good moves, but I don't know. But I want to see Rodgers get two. I want to see him get one more. But if it's against the Packers, I'm
going to root for if the if it's a Jets Packers Super Bowl, I am rooting for the Packers.
Yeah,
so much. And listen, you want to start talking about draft picks and picking listen, the Atlanta Falcons, their draft, this was like a first year fantasy football, like don't really even know what you're doing.
This was Mikey was their GM.
Oh gosh. Oh my Lord.
Hey, that means they're gonna win their first 10 games.
Yeah.
And then go defeat
terrible the rest of it. Yeah.
The Falcons do have potential now with Kirk Cousins there. They're not contenders in my eyes, but they have potential to be better.
Well, they'll be the big competition for the Bucs this year in the division. But
my mom and my dad and my grandma are watching.
Grandma, hey, Dad.
Hello, Bobby Drew family.
Hey,
Sarge.
Brian, you never responded, so we'll come to a close here in just a second, so musicians can get ready. But Brian, you never responded. Did you see my text message that I sent in the group on Saturday?
Probably, but I probably glanced over it. What was it?
It was like that long.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Well, what was it?
It was about. Oh, okay. So this will be our ending conversation. We can't go too long, Dave. So don't keep yourself.
So don't speak.
Yeah.
Is that?
So don't speak.
So keep yourself calm over there. It's okay, Brian. I'm gonna read it because there was somebody. I hope they're watching. There was somebody that I was talking to about this, and they wanted to hear the message. So, in talking about, since we're talking about NFL right now, in talking about Brock Purdy and
the 2023 one.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy being better than Aaron Rodgers. And listen, I've heard talks about, listen, Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. That's not what I'm saying at all. But 2 seasons, it's way too early to call him elite. But also, there's other things that have to happen for him to be considered an elite quarterback or even a top 5. And that has to be he has to perform without weapons. I'm not saying go win a Super Bowl without weapons, but I'm saying perform well without weapons. So Dave had brought this subject up, and I did my due diligence. I had a little time to kill. And so I went and did some math and some stat digging. And because the question was proposed, well, because I said, well, what about the 3 games that they lost last season without Debo? And then it was followed by a question from our friend here, Dave. And he said, well, Aaron Rodgers, has he done that before? And I said, yes, he has. And I have all the stats here, and I would love to grace our audience with this. Are you ready?
Ready.
I wrote this all myself, by the way. So in 2023.
This is Chat GPT
No,
all the way.
This is all me. In 2023, Debo Samuel got injured during the Week 6 game against the Browns. The 49ers would go on to lose that game 17-19. Debo would miss the next 2 weeks due to that injury, and this would leave Brock Purdy with trash players like Brandon Ayuk, CMC, George Kittle. I believe Brandon Ayuk was in your top 5, Dave. Those are familiar names because they are good players. Brock Purdy with a still solid lineup, but missing a key piece to his offense. The 49ers would go on to lose the next 2 games that Debo missed due to injury, which would make that 3 losses in a row while their arguable best wide receiver was out with injury. In those 3 games, the 49ers was only able to put up 17 points in each outing. In their first 5 games of that season, they didn't score less than 30 points a game. Interesting. When Debo returned to the lineup in Week 10, after their Week 9 bye week, the offense managed to put up 34 points in a victory over the Jaguars. In those 3 losses, Brock Purdy threw for an average of 254 yards a game, with a season low of 125 yards in one of those games. He completed 62.5% of his passes. He threw for 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions during that 3-game skid. Those 3 games were the lowest scoring games of the season for an offense that seemed elite. The only difference is Debo Samuel was not in those 3 games. It would seem that it is an elite offense with a decent quarterback that struggles when his best wide receivers are not on the field, despite having an elite tight end, running back, and a great offensive line and a solid wide receiver. In 2019, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams were continuing to be a dynamic duo. Adams missed 4 weeks due to injury. Without his best wide receiver and one of the best wideouts in the league, the Packers went on a 4-game winning streak. During that streak, they never scored less than 23 points and had scored a season high of 42 points in a game. Rodgers would throw for an average of 313 yards per game during that stretch, while completing 68% of his passes for 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. In one of those games, he threw for a season-high 429 yards and a season-high 5 touchdowns. Who was Rodgers throwing to? Allen Lazard, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Geronimo Allison,
Geronimo!
And, of course, Aaron Jones was in the backfield. Is it a crime to have good players on your team? David would ask. No, absolutely not. It is a crime to call players elite when they don't perform like they are an elite player. Great players make other players good. Good players don't perform well when their great players aren't on the field. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. That's it. Thank you, and God bless.
Listen.
Wait, Dave, you responded.
He would ask.
You already responded. You said, well said. That's all you said.
Brian, it was.
Brian, what is your reaction to that?
It was well said.
That message.
Those were very, very thought out, very to-the-point stats that proved your point for a segment of Aaron Rodgers' career. I will say, for Aaron Rodgers, those stats are pretty good. Hey, listen.
Listen.
You can't deny it. That's great. That's great.
It's well said, and it's all true. However, let me ask this. You did some research. All right, this goes back to 2019. How many years starting has Aaron Rodgers been at this point?
42.
Well, he's in year 18. It's 2024, so 14 seasons.
When did he first start?
Yeah, like
2000,
2010, 2009.
2005.
Oh, okay.
2005. Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Holy
he's got
cow.
gray hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, so he's a 14-year veteran at this point. Brock Purdy's in his second year when he loses his star player. Okay, I got it. The 49ers have a stacked defense or offense, okay? But Brock Purdy, he's still in his second year. I made the point, or I asked the question now, you went through 14 years of Aaron Rodgers' career and you picked the best scenario to compare to Brock Purdy. Are there other stretches where he was down his number one receiver or whatever and he didn't do so good?
Oh, I'm sure there are. I just remember.
Oh, okay, but we're not talking about that. Okay.
No,
hang on.
I'm saying I'm sure there are stretches where he didn't have his number one wide receiver.
And they didn't do that good, or he lost games.
I can look
How
that
many
up.
games did he lose with his star receiver, Devontae Adams? They still lost games. You just picked the best scenario to make your guy look better than Brock Purdy.
Is it the best scenario?
Hey,
listen, I just have a question.
Wait, real quick though. But if Bobby did that, that's pretty good journalism.
Well, yes,
and
you're pretty slick. That's what you are.
Just as it is so crazy for me to compare a 14-year veteran to a 2-year player, it is just as crazy for you to compare a 2-year player to a 14-year veteran saying he's just as good.
I can't remember. What year did Aaron Rodgers get drafted?
2002 or 2003?
2002. So
I think it was 3 years. I think it was 3.
4. So he sat for 3 years before he got to start in the NFL. And the guy that gets picked dead last in the draft comes in and is going to championship games, going to Super Bowls. Okay, I don't even listen.
I love how you think. I love how you think that's a good point. What does that prove?
I like Aaron Rodgers. Okay, it proves that put your best player in, dude.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers had to sit. He had to wait. He had to grow up.
Wait a second.
Brock Purdy is learning on the field.
Put your best player in. Let me ask you, who was the starter on Brock Purdy's first season in NFL? It wasn't Brock Purdy.
An old man.
It wasn't Brock Purdy.
Two-time champion Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
2-time champ.
Oh, I was thinking about all right. I was confused by your question. Okay. All right. Let me just say this. I realize, look, you're right. We cannot compare Aaron Rodgers to Brock Purdy because they're
you can't compare. You can't compare.
This is like trying to compare. This is like trying to compare. What's his name with that other guy with Tom Brady against Patrick Mahomes. Both. Okay. Look, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers and Brock Purdy. All right. They aren't even up or close to the level of Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, but still good. Top 4.
What?
Tom Brady.
What does that have
Patrick
to do
Mahomes,
with anything?
Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Listen, Brock Purdy's moving up on my list to number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Listen, I think this is fun because of how aggravated you get over it. You just refuse to accept he's a good quarterback. How long was it before they started saying Aaron Rodgers was elite?
It didn't take long.
Yeah, but
how many years?
They were wrong when they said it. Aaron Rodgers has never been elite. I'm going there.
He's an elite quarterback.
Brian,
yes, he is.
Nope.
High five, bro.
Nope.
Wrong way, dude. I'm over here.
So in your eyes, what does it take to be an elite quarterback in the eyes of Brian?
You got to win something.
Got to win, bro.
Well, okay. What do you mean by win something?
You got to win more than one. You got to win more than 1 or 2 championships on a consistent basis. You can't be the number 1 seed and never make it to the Super Bowl with that. They never made the Super Bowl with the number 1 seed. They had it 4 times, bro.
Here's the one thing I'll give you.
That's a truth bomb. I'm not saying that to be mean, but he's a great quarterback.
Bobby Drew.
Great quarterback. He's not elite.
Bobby Drew, you made really good points, and I agree. Brock Purdy is on a stacked
to win the game.
Yes.
Who did you play for?
Brock Purdy is on a stacked offense.
And he has
for sure. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know that. I got to really think about it. Has there been any other team in the NFL that has been so stacked as in any generation or whatever, as good as the 49ers are? You look back at all your Tom Brady teams, Brian, he played with garbage players. That's a great quarterback. Okay. They won championships that, you know what? And some of the wins that they got was not on Tom Brady. They won on special teams and defense and getting lucky and stuff too. But then there's other years where Tom Brady just played with trash and they still won the games. And I know that's what you're talking about, that what happens when your star players are gone? Can you still win games? And I just don't think, I know I'm giving you a hard time about Brock Purdy, and I just don't think we've seen enough of him. Let's see after a few more years, and maybe you'll start agreeing with me.
If the Niners don't get a Super Bowl within these next 2 or 3 years, Brock Purdy's got to go. He has to, because literally, like you said, he's got everything you need to win. Great tight end, great running back, a massive fullback, wide receivers everywhere. Jennings, Ayuk, Debo. I mean, they have great receivers, unbelievable defense, great special teams. And if they can't win, bro, there's something wrong with Purdy. I'm going to be honest. Now, we can talk all this all the time. Everybody can talk this, but neither one of them, I mean, Rodgers is great. I'm sorry. To me, Rodgers has never been elite. He just hasn't. He's been really good. But to be elite, you got to win. You got to get there. He's been to 1 Super Bowl. 1.
That's 1,000.
Trent Dilfer went to 1 Super Bowl.
He said.
Yeah, but Trent Dilfer went to 1 Super Bowl and he won.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. Thank you, Ray Lewis.
Joe Flacco went to a Super Bowl. He won. He's great. He's not elite. He can't be elite. You can't. I mean, there has to be levels to everything. Tom Brady is elite. Patrick Mahomes is elite. You can't just bring it down because he has good numbers in the regular season. He's got good numbers, really good numbers. But that doesn't matter. Lamar Jackson's got 2 MVPs. He's not elite, but he's got elite numbers supposedly. This is what we're going by.
Okay, that's the frustrating thing about, you look across the league, all these guys who are so good, amazing, but it still comes down to 1 or 2 teams get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
One team wins. Right. All right.
You gotta win more than 1. You gotta get to more than 1.
I think you got to get to more than 1.
He's only got to 1, and he's been a number 1 seed numerous times. And Green Bay used to be like, you couldn't go to Lambeau to win. Like in the playoffs, if you had to play Green Bay, you basically chalked it up as an L. And then Michael Vick and the Falcons threw that all out the window when they went up there and won. But what I'm saying is, he's phenomenal. He's not elite. There has to be levels to this. In my opinion, again, it's an opinion thing. There has to be levels. You can't put Brady and Rodgers here. You can't. It's 7-1. It's 10-1. And it's like in 2 conferences I've won a Super Bowl. And like I've been to that many. You can't do it with just 1. You have to have more than 1 to be elite.
All right. Nobody's as good as Tom Brady yet. Okay. Patrick Mahomes will get there, but let's take Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm not.
Nobody wants to start that.
Actually, I'm not putting Rodgers on the same level as Brady. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Brian, hang on. I just want to say this. We need to lighten up because I think Bobby Drew is getting ready to cry. and I can see the little glisten in his eye, and he's kind of leaning back. I can see the defeat, and I got to tell you, bro, I am sorry. I didn't realize how much this was getting to you. I've just been trolling you. Like I did this. I'm not like I'm a fan of Brock Purdy. I know you would think I worship the ground he walks on because of how I've been
Dave, let me
comparing him
I think Bobby's got thick skin. I think he's all right.
Dave, let me just stop you there. If you think for 1 second that you've affected me in any way, you are wildly deceived.
It's all right, bro. Say what you need to say. Fight the tears back.
No, you guys are doing a lot of talking. I'm just listening, soaking it all in.
Oh, hey, Bobby, I just got a text. We're going to be sponsored next week by Kleenex.
Yeah, for next week when I have all the stats to prove that though Aaron Rodgers may not be on the level as Tom Brady, he is at a different level than all the other quarterbacks that we consider great.
I think we can admit nobody's on Tom Brady's level.
Okay, of all seriousness, do you think Rodgers is better than Mahomes?
No.
Okay.
Currently,
no, that's cool. That's cool that you say that. All right, that's cool.
I can't. You can't say that. Look what Mahomes has done only in 6 years. Right. You can't say that.
Cool.
I do. I would say that me personally, because I'm a crazy Rodgers fan. Right. I just love the way that Rodgers throws the football. Man, the way he plays the game.
Oh, he whistles the ball. Totally.
But
isn't it frustrating though that he is this good and he just can't seem to get? Isn't that frustrating though? Like, why can't he?
That's the thing. That's the thing. So like with the Packers, when his tenure with the Packers, the first few seasons, figuring things out, whatever, transition from Favre to Rodgers, whatever. You give him a couple seasons, whatever. The 1 year we did win, we had a top 10 defense. Yeah. All the other years, our defense was not top 10 or even close to it.
Okay.
So I'm not blaming. I mean, obviously you can't blame it on the defense.
No.
But that does matter when it comes down to winning or losing games at some point. But at the same time, when he did win the Super Bowl, he had one thing that frustrated me was he had Greg Jennings, he had Donald Driver. What's the score?
Pacers 55, Knicks 49 at the half.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But he had Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. I wish he would have got one with Jordy Nelson. I wish he would have got one with Devontae Adams.
I like Jordy Nelson. You know what? I almost was going to do top five. I was going to do top 5 receivers that played for Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, didn't the Packers have a really good tight end back in the day too? Sterling Sharp or something? Shannon's brother?
I had Jordy Nelson at number 2 behind Devontae Adams.
Number 87, Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson, you look at his stats. I think he was underrated, but man, he was good. Aaron Rodgers liked him. He went to him a lot.
Jennings was good.
Oh yeah. Well, didn't Greg Jennings break the cardinal rule though? Didn't he go to? Is he the one that went to the Vikings?
I know he lives in Minnesota now. I don't know if he might have played for them after.
He actually played for Miami too.
Hey, all right. I have a question, Brian. Let me throw this out there because we all know when Tom Brady left the Patriots, there was rumors out there he wanted to go to the 49ers.
He did. Yep.
Do you think? I actually think that the more I think about this, he would have had 3, not just 1 more Super Bowl ring, but 3.
I think
if he would have went to the Niners.
Could have 2 with that offense. But I mean, and I think it's because of the defense. The Bucs defense isn't as good as the Niners because the Bucs. I mean, you got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. He brought Gronk there. It was the running game that was but yeah, you put Brady with McCaffrey and then Deebo. Oh Lord, have mercy. That he would have had 2 or 3 more, not just 1. Yeah, I don't know why John Lynch didn't want to do that, man. It's crazy.
I think that's why, I'm a Rodgers fan. I'm a Packers fan, but I'm a Rodgers fan. I root for him. That's why I want him to see. I want to see him win so bad in New York, so that he can have 2. So he could say, all right, he got more than 1. He got 2. I feel like a player of his talent, with his abilities, the way his football IQ. I mean, to me. As a Packers fan, I think all Packers fans were so frustrated that dude only got 1 Super Bowl with us. That was
right
to me.
Yeah.
Is he gonna do what Favre did? Play and go to the Vikings?
No. Aaron Jones is listen. Aaron Jones, he skipped the Jets and went straight to the Vikings.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like that guy right
Why
now.
waste your time in New York, man?
I know. Who wants that?
Taxes.
Imagine Breece Hall and Aaron Jones in the same backfield.
Wow.
I don't know. Man.
I don't know.
But don't worry. If I have time, if it's not next week, it'll be the week after. I'm going to do some thorough research because I've made the statement that Rodgers is an elite quarterback. There are levels to it, Brian. I completely agree.
Okay.
Tom Brady is on a different one, but I also believe that quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes,
Baker Mayfield.
This is where it gets like you could look at somebody like Kirk Cousins. Oh man, he's good. Kirk Cousins is a really good quarterback, but I can't call him elite though.
He is like the best regular season quarterback.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do research. I'll have it either next Monday or the Monday after. I'm gonna do research, and I hope that it will be thorough enough to where it may not convince you, but I at least have enough information to where my point would be valid.
Okay.
And I will also have maybe in the same show I will show how Brock Purdy is just an average QB.
Oh man.
Oh, all right. Well, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say, Dave?
I'm just happy. I'm just happy we're all friends and you're not crying anymore and it's all good.
Dave, trust me. Never mind. I can't say that.
You make me cry at night. I go to bed. I just tears, man. You're just so mean to me.
Oh, I feel so bad for Bobby.
Did you change your screensaver?
Yes, that's the first thing I did. Wyatt's got it on video, and because he was at the office when I got back, and it's looking back on it is funny because I got down, I sat down at my desk, and there's no screensaver, so it just goes blank. And I'm sitting at my desk for like 5 minutes before I even went to try to turn it on. And then it comes up and I just see Aaron Rodgers like this. And I'm like, what? And then I look over and Wyatt's got his phone up like he's videoing me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. I mean, I can stop it now if you'll admit. But
if I admit what?
That Rodgers is better than Purdy.
I can't. All right, let me do this, and I'll have to look at some stats myself. In order to admit that, I'm going to have to we can only compare like to like. So I'm going to have to go back to Aaron Rodgers' first 2 years starting compared to Brock Purdy's first 2 years starting. And then I will let you know who's better.
Ooh.
And that's fine.
That's how it's going to have to be.
That's fair.
You can do that, all that you would like. But I also want you to look at who Rodgers was throwing at those first 2 seasons.
Okay. So I'm not a statistician. What is it called?
You don't have to be, Dave.
Statistician?
Statistician.
You don't have to be. You just have to be really good at Google, which we know.
No, hey, listen. I'm a very busy man. I own a company. I'm running a company. I'm trying to support like 5 families over here running a business. And I got my church responsibilities for the church, the Lord, my family, work. And listen, I'm trying to work a full-time job and all
that. My apologies. Rodgers was drafted in 2005. His first start was in 2008. They won the Super Bowl in 2010.
So 2008, 2009, 2010?
No.
Or it was the 2009 season?
It was the 2008 season. So it says Rodgers became a Packers.
Listen, we don't have time for that. We need to stop. Listen,
so
we've been on the air.
Yeah, Dave, go ahead. Look at
Listen,
look at those first 2 seasons.
the people are getting. I don't even know if anybody's watching us anymore because they're tired of this argument.
Because they just commented and they were laughing at you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dave. Compare those first few seasons. Let me know how that goes for you.
All right.
Because I love to see this. I love to see this.
I'm actually gonna look too. I'm curious now.
So he started in 2000.
Can I look at Brady's first 2 seasons?
Yeah.
He won his first year as a starter.
How about let's do this? Let's do this. We each will do this.
Okay.
Brian, you bring up. We'll do first. Well, Purdy's only got 2 seasons in his belt, right?
Yeah.
All right, so 2 seasons.
All right.
So Dave, you bring up 2 seasons of stats for Brock Purdy. Brian, you bring 2 seasons of stats for Tom Brady.
Okay.
I'll bring 2 seasons of stats for Aaron Rodgers. The first 2 seasons of their starting careers. And then we will compare them.
Cool.
Oh, here we go. We had a comment.
Yeah, I see it.
To be elite, you got to be able to take the team downfield to win with less than a minute in the game. And you know who's really good at that?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question real quick. Who's really good at coming back from a 28-3 deficit in the biggest game of the year?
Tom
That would
Brady.
be Thomas Edward Patrick.
I
Brady.
know. We know.
Okay, all right. I'm just making.
We know. Nobody's
just
better than Brady. Whatever.
I'm just making sure.
All right.
I know we didn't talk a lick about the NHL playoffs. Unfortunately, our Tampa Bay Lightning are out of it. So I'm gonna say go C's, and then I'm gonna say go B's. I'm gonna be pulling for the Bruins to get a title.
Are the Panthers still in it?
The Panthers are playing the Bruins.
Boston strong. It's Boston
it.
all the way.
Go C's, go B's.
This guy is crazy. I'm going to go for the Panthers.
Okay. Well, that'll make it fun. The Panthers are really good. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if Boston can beat them, but I'm going to say go Bees just because I don't ever root for the Bruins. But since the Lightning are out of it, whatever. It would be nice to have 2 championships in Boston this year.
What other territories the whole New England area, Boston, and that has so many championships across every professional.
Nobody. That's why they're the city of champs. They just are. I mean, you got the Red Sox, you got the Patriots, you got the Celtics, you got the Bruins. They just win. They just win. And it's funny, too, because the state across, New York, they have 2 teams in all those cities, and they have less. They have less than the city of Boston.
Mets and Jets, Giants and Yankees,
Yep.
you know.
Islanders and
Rangers.
Knicks and who cares?
There's a lot of sports teams up there.
Yep.
There's a lot of people up there.
Forget all that. We'll talk about the real team from Stores, Connecticut. UConn.
UConn.
Let's go, Huskies. Yeah.
So let's do this.
All right.
Should we do it next Monday or next Monday or the following Monday? We have to make it it's going to be a quarterback show. That'd be the only thing we talk about is quarterbacks.
Hey, tell you what, let's do this. And how about we have a special guest to help us because he's a stat guy. Why don't we have Zach on? And I'll have him look up all 3 also, and I'll have him dive deeper into the stats.
Well, he's also a Patriots fan.
Yeah, but he'll be level-headed. He will.
That's all right. We all know Tom Brady is the best. Listen, next week our top 5 should be quarterbacks of all time.
See,
that's going to be too hard.
For me, I can't do that because I didn't get to see a lot of the earlier guys. So you guys could probably do that. I couldn't do that because.
Are you saying we're old?
Yes.
So it starts at Joe Montana, and then no,
Question.
You're right. That's too hard.
Is Dan Marino? Is he elite?
No.
No.
I just wanted to test you
Nope.
to see.
Neither is Jim Kelly,
I tried.
Oh, Jim Kelly went to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
and lost all of them.
I was talking to a Dolphins
He's
fan.
the
one
Brock
time.
Purdy of the 90s.
Hey, maybe
He was
Brock
on some stacked teams, bro.
He was.
Yeah,
Maybe-
he was.
Maybe Brock Purdy is the Dan Marino 2.0.
No, he's never going to throw like Dan Marino. Brock Purdy's not that good.
Oh man.
All right, let's look all that stuff up. Let's get all three.
So I'm doing Brock Purdy. You're doing Aaron Rodgers. Who's Brian doing?
I'm doing Tom Brady. First
Tom
2
Brady?
years. Yep. First
I already
2
got
years.
that somewhere because I did it against Patrick Mahomes.
But I will bring also not only the 2 years, but I also have to bring the evidence to support my claim that Aaron Rodgers is on a different level and he is elite and not just a great quarterback. So we will reconvene next Monday. Hopefully we'll have all this information gathered together. At the very minimum, we'll have at least the 2-year thing down. I'll try to get the other stuff done in between all my other responsibilities that we have going on here. But other than that, I think it's been a good show, guys. We've had a lot of fun conversation here. We've talked about everything. We squeezed the NHL there in the last minute.
Yep.
We even talked. Did we talk WNBA? Caitlin Clark. We did just now. So we covered all of it.
She's got that deep 3, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
She shoots good.
She does shoot good. She's 6 foot tall and she shoots.
Yep. All right.
And I make more money than she does.
Stop it.
And that is
Not
sad. But
She got that Nike deal, bro. She got paid.
oh yeah, well,
She got like what, 60 million or 70 million.
good
She
for
got
her.
paid. Yeah, absolutely. It is good for her. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Not at all. All right, y'all. It's been
All right,
fun.
guys.
That's
Yep.
all we got. God bless. Aaron Rodgers is better than Brock Purdy. See you later.
Purdy out.
Brady!
Purdy.